When writing SQL, there are times when a single query is not enough, and you need the result of one query to feed into another. This is where subqueries come in. A subquery is simply a query inside another query, and it lets you filter, calculate, or compare based on results that are generated on the fly. Think of it like nesting queries. The inner query produces a temporary result set, and the outer query uses it. There are a few important use cases. First, you can filter results based on another query. For example, you might want to return only the products that match a certain condition defined in a smaller query. Second, you can compare values across different tables, such as finding customers whose total spend is greater than the average spend, where the average itself comes from a subquery. And third, you can break down complex problems into smaller, easier to understand steps by nesting queries, instead of writing one huge block of logic. The syntax is straightforward. You wrap the inner query in parentheses and then use it inside your main query, either in the select list, in the from clause, or in the where clause. Subqueries can return single values, lists of values, or even entire tables that behave like temporary views. But with that flexibility comes some caution. The inner query must return the right column for comparison, otherwise the outer query will not work. Performance is also something to keep in mind, because subqueries can be expensive if they process a lot of rows, which is why sometimes you may rewrite them as joins or common table expressions. When working with AI tools, it is important to be very clear about what you want inside the subquery. For example, you might say find all customers whose total purchase is greater than the average purchase across all customers, and the AI will know to build a subquery that calculates the average and then compare each row against it. The more specific you are about the relationship between the inner and outer query, the better the generated SQL will be. To summarize, subqueries are powerful because they let you reuse the output of one query inside another. They are useful for filtering, comparisons, and simplifying complex logic, and they need to be written carefully so the inner query returns exactly what the outer query expects. Mastering subqueries adds another layer of flexibility to your SQL toolkit and makes it possible to answer questions that cannot be solved with a single flat query.